Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to impart techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is the making of a tablet PC, the technology journey from concept to market. Our guest speakers today are Mr. Giri Pratiwari, Founder, Director and Chief Technical Officer, EAFT Technologies, and Mr. Srinivas Vardarajan, CEO, Vigyan Labs Innovations Private Limited. With over 21 years of experience, Giri has played the role of a principal architect, solution architect, and architect with renowned companies like Cellstream, Hewlett-Packard, CDAC, and the India Institute of Science. He is currently working as principal architect for a variety of enterprise and mobility solutions in the area of digital signage, connected home, real-time freight logistic management solution, dynamic ad insertion on DVB Edge, barcode-based asset management on a camera phone, location-based services, call management solutions, set-top boxes, video on demand application, network, and home device management solution. At HP, he worked as a solution architect for integrated management solutions which were targeted for ISPs and enterprises. He was also responsible for starting the HP OpenView consulting and system integration business in India. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speakers. Over to you, Mr. Giri.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, am I audible to all of you? If not, I'll increase the volume.
Yeah, you're audible.
Right. Okay. The next 30 minutes, we will take you through a journey from concept to market of evolution of tablet PCs, how at EAFT we conceptualized this market segment, and what was our thought process, what are the choices in front of us in developing these tablet PCs that we are seeing flooding the market. Just to give a background of EAFT. EAFT stands for Everything at Fingertips. 2008, we are headquartered in Bangalore, and the team size of 34 people with a focus on bringing up products for digital convergence with a focus, specific focus on enterprise solutions. And that's our key forte. Moving on to the next slide. Look at the market drivers. What made us commit to this platform or this segment? What are the thought process? What is happening in the industry? So if you go back a few years and see what has happened, the mobile phones have penetrated significantly in the Indian market. It goes, we can close our eyes and just see that, because there are more than now 1 billion mobile phone connections in the market and about 800 million active connections. If you look at that, where did that happen? From 3 viewpoints: the economics, ease of use, and use cases. You'll come to know that it has been a great story, because today you get mobile phones for close to 1,000 rupees. It's easy to use, thanks to Nokia for doing a fantastic innovation, like the green button and the blue button, red button on the phone. Everybody can use. Doesn't matter whether educated or uneducated. It's very easy, and just 2 buttons. Forget about messaging and things like that. Anybody can use mobile phone. Coming to the mobile internet usage, it's still crawling, really crawling. If you compare that with the mobile phone penetration, You just can't compare. It's just about 11 million mobile internet connections versus a billion mobile phone connections. Why so? So if you look at this, then way back in 98, 99, you would have to pay about 2,000 rupees, 2,500 rupees a month to get a GPRS speed on your connectivity. But today you get it same thing for 255 rupees or so, or on mobile phones you get for 99 rupees. But to use internet, you got to be literate, and you got to have devices that will give you the right experience for using the internet. Even though the economics are addressed now, ease of use still not there, hence the penetration is not much. It's only in the corporate and educated segment that we see the internet penetration. But when you talk about the volume of internet connection, it's too low. And when you talk about broadband services and prices, so as I said, you will have data connections available for 99 rupees and 3G available for 300 rupees or so. But to experience all this, you need a device. And earlier, the only device that we had was laptops and PCs, which are bulky to use. Later on, the smartphone, when phones became more powerful, and they had the capability to render, but one can never get the experience of a laptop or a PC on your phone, no matter what. Today, we are seeing different form factors like 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch phones. But are these devices the right devices, the right segment? We found that to penetrate this market in a larger scale, you have to address the economics, ease of use, and use very effectively. I'll just give a simple example of phone again. Now, I said 100 rupees you get a phone, 1,000 rupees you get a phone, and you can charge it for 5 rupees or 10 rupees, right? The economic is addressed, ease of use addressed, use cases. The primary use case of a phone is the sense of security. I can be connected with my family, friends, anytime, anywhere, no matter what it is. That gives me a sense of security, and hence I need a phone. Today, in every home, you have at least 3 or 4 connections. A housemaid who earns about 2,000 or 3,000 rupees a month, he or she will have a phone in her hand. She might use it. The prepaid has been a boon for India. But when you compare the same thing with the internet, it is not the case. So we at EAFT found that, or rather we analyzed it and came to conclusion that if we come up with a product for the masses, right, at the right price point, the internet boom is going to happen. Because without the device, nothing going to happen. Okay, so that was the the driving force behind we getting into this market, building mobile handheld devices known as MIDs. Before one heard about the word tablet, back in 2004-05, people talked about MID, mobile internet device. I'll be moving to my next slide. What are the decision influencers from a technology standpoint? Obviously, we talked about price is one of the core components. I've kept deliberately the price at the last of this discussion because here we have participants who are technologists. So let's talk a little bit more on the technology side, and then we'll come to the costing and rest of the stuff. The most important feature or the function that one looks at is the processor and the memory. The next one is the display, connectivity, battery life, form factor, usability, and the connected ecosystem, cost, service, and support. When we want to build these mobile internet devices or tablets, you have many options. At EAFT, when we started off with Freescale. But very quickly, in fact, our first prototype was built on Freescale. Once we have the prototype, we got introduced to NVIDIA, then TI, and so on and so forth. But as a team, we were always focusing on one critical function. That is, which is the device that consumes, or which is the chipset that is better optimized for power management and graphics rendering. That was the driving factor for us to be, to choose the chipset that are available. If you look at the market, you have various chipsets available for you. From earlier 2 years ago, we had ARM8, ARM9, ARM11. Now we have Cortex A8, A9, A15. Then you have single core, dual core, quad core processors. Again, these from SoC point of view, you have multiple choices, such as NVIDIA, TI, Marvell, Freescale, Qualcomm. Then next level you have MTK, that is MediaTek. You have Rockchip, Allwinner, Amlogic. And the third tier you have VIA, WonderMagic, Renaissance, and Informatic processors. And today you get processors from 1 gig to 1.6 gigahertz, dual core or quad core, and you can include memory ranging from 512 MB to 1 GB for RAM in it. So depending on the market segment that one has to get in, we could choose the kind of processor, because that comes at a price point, and the volume. So this is a volume game. So we have to use the right processor for the right market segment.
Giri, I have a question here. Okay. You mentioned about the technology choices, and you have a wide variety of hardware, processor, and memory. Do you think for the tablet market to take off, we have reached an inflection point where you can choose the right combinations of the processor, memory, and other components from different vendors, and give a good product to the customers at the price point at which they are looking for?
Absolutely. That's exactly we do. That's the key function, the USP of EAFT. What we do is, let's say, for example, if you're targeting the enterprise market or a consumer market in Europe or in America or higher economic zones, then obviously you have to look at products like NVIDIA, TI, Qualcomm, or Freescale. The reason is these are the established brands. They have a market presence, and they are the market leaders when it comes to the chip technology. Take an example of NVIDIA. NVIDIA, they are pioneers in gaming technology. 4 years back, they decided to move into mobile technology. In fact, Tegra 2 was the first true internet processor which was used by almost all the tier 1 manufacturers. And I will talk about what we did with Tegra 2 also later part of the presentation. So Tegra 2, in fact, if you look at the numbers of Tegra 2, it was the only hardware that was available at that point which has less than 1 watt of power consumption when we were driving HDMI. It consumed less than 8 watts of power on the normal scale. So that was one of the deciding, but it came at the cost of like $35 to $40 each SoC for us. Okay. So, and you cannot position, let's say today if you want to position a product at let's say 6,000 rupees, you can't put an NVIDIA Tegra processor in it. So if this has to go into, let's say, for your aerospace or high-end entertainment, where you can position these devices above 15,000, between 15 to 25,000 Indian rupees. So if you want to use NVIDIA, that's your product range, price range. Again, if you come down, Then you have other choices like the rock chip or the Alviner. In fact, Srini, later we will talk about the performance between the rock chip versus the rest of the processors. So you can choose the right kind of processors for the right, segment. For education, you may not need NVIDIA. For example, Alviner or a rock chip or a MTK is good enough. If you're purely talking about, very, very cheap entertainment device for kids and things like that, then you can look at Wonder Magic or Renaissance processors. So these processors you can get it for about like $4 or $5. Again, talking about speeds, you can choose a single core 1 gigahertz versus single core 1.2 or a dual core 1.6 gigahertz. Depending on, again, on the market segment, you can choose a 512 MB or a 1 GB. So you can mix and match different processors for different price points and then bring it to the market. Did I answer your question, Srini?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Please go on.
Okay. So moving on to the next slide, display and touch. Yeah, when the touch technology was introduced to Indian customers way back 3 or 4 years ago, we were talking about resistive touch, single touch, resistive touch, that kind of stuff. Soon we got introduced to two-touch resistive. Fundamentally, you get two choices: resistive technology and capacitive touch technology. Today, we could almost forget resistive touch because people have experienced capacitive touch. Once they've used capacitive touch, they'll never come back to resistive touch panels. So that is one point. In terms of combination of the touch panels and the display technologies, you have glass plus glass, glass plus plastic. Now the latest one is called glass plus film. When you talk about glass plus film, the price point really shrinks, but you compromise on the ruggedness, the roughness, the endurance of the touch panels. The best will be glass plus glass, which everybody in the market currently using, the premium products. Glass plus plastic technology is used in the mid-range or the low-range segment. When you talk about display, you get now, which is like 800 by 480 or 800 by 600, 1024 by 600 or 1024, 768 different resolution screens are available for your display technologies. Again, you choose for the right segment, for the right display for the right product, segment. Again, you have IPS glasses, you have Retina glasses. The best, as we all know, is Retina, but the IPS, if you look at the price point per se, the IPS version of the display cost 20 to 22% more than your normal glass. If you talk about Retina, again, it's about 25 to 30% more than the IPS version. But from a power consumption point of view, Retina requires a lot of power. And if you take the configuration of iPad 3, which uses Retina display, they have packed iPad 3 with 11,000 milliampere hour battery. It's huge. If you want to drive a 9.7-inch device with Retina display for 8 to 10 hours, you need that kind of power. But if you put the same, non-IPS or a normal glass, put 11,000 milliampere hour battery, probably you can run it for 16 or 17 hours. And that's a steep difference that one will get to see. So again, we could choose, different display technologies, touch technologies, depending on which market. Is it education market or a field force automation, or it is, consumer entertainment or something else. Yeah. And on the handheld device side, we talk about 5-point touch, 10-point. But when you move from a non-handheld, from handheld to non-handheld segment, then the you get maybe 50 touch technologies. Actually, you could use 5 people can simultaneously use a touch screen. Again, one could ask, why do I require a 5-point touch, or why do I require a 10-point touch? These are required for gaming experience. If you want to use both your hands on the tablet, then you would require 5-point or a 10-point touch technology. If you're talking about pin zoom in the healthcare and the hospital function, you want to zoom in, zoom out, you want to rotate, all that, you might want to use your 5 fingers to do that. So depending on where this tablet is going, you could choose the touch, either a 5-point touch or a 10-point touch. On a 7-inch phone or a 7-inch device, nobody wants a 10-inch touch. If you put your 10 fingers on the screen, you're covering the whole screen. You don't want to do that. On a 9.7 or a 10-inch screen, you can use two simultaneously and do what you want with it. Any questions at this stage, Srini?
Gary, I think there are a few just questions from the audience on the process. Probably we'll take the specific questions towards the end of the presentation. Yeah.
Okay.
Please continue with that.
Okay. Next important thing is connectivity. Whenever we design mobile internet devices or tablets, we look at again what is required. So we always fit the bill versus push what we want to do. So one of the primary connectivity requirement will be the wireless 802 BGN. You have to support it, and external dongles. Now you have dongles from Airtel or BSNL or Docomo's of there's so many dongles options available to you. So you should be able to connect your device to the internet anytime, anywhere you want it. People can ask us why an external dongle. Okay, the answer to that lies in the cost of the built-in modem that goes in. You get 2G, 3G modems with the voice and data ranging from $30 to $54. If you want to put this modem on the tablet or as a built-in function, then the cost goes up by that much percentage. If you want to introduce a product which is just a Wi-Fi product at a price range of $5,000 or $6,000, add $30 or $40, then the price point goes up. So it's a choice whether you want to have a Wi-Fi tablet or a built-in 3G tablet. In case of a Wi-Fi tablet, what you do is you put the USB port on it and enable USB dongles to be connected. So with that, you are allowing your customers to be able to connect to the internet using the dongles wherever they are. Moving on to the other configuration, this is where the ergonomics comes into play. A 7-inch is slightly bulkier phone. 9.7 inch, 10-inch is not a device for phone function, but some people do provide it as a fancy function. But purely from an ergonomic point of view, you may not require it. You may require only the data modem. You may not require a voice plus data modem. Again, that's the choice that one has to make and build that product accordingly. So you get modems which support data only, or you get modems which voice and data. Next is the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth has become one of the most accepted standards for data transfer and connectivity, and also for listening music or voice calls and things like that. So if the tablet has Bluetooth, even better. But keep in mind, Bluetooth consumes battery. Next one is NFC, this near field communication, which is sort of an emerging standard that's being picked up. Most of the high-end devices do support now NFC, which will allow us to share data between two devices. This is like low-power Wi-Fi kind of connectivity. It's up to you whether you want to support NFC or any other such data transfer protocol. Keep in mind, NFC is a low-power data power consumption protocol. Then you talk about HDMI. Today most of the television that we buy and most of the projectors that we buy do HDMI. So it would make sense from a family point of view, to have your tablet, connect to the TV and the whole family can enjoy, rather than, you alone sitting on a couch and watching a particular movie. HDMI gives you that power of sharing the content with everyone at home or in office or in a campus, in a school or in a classroom. The next one is Wi-Fi Direct, where you can establish peer-to-peer communication between two devices. Now these are different connectivity options one has to think and choose based on the price point. During my presentation, you might hear this price point 100 times, but believe me, that is the decision making factor in terms of what we bundle at what price point. Now you cannot expect a Mercedes-Benz performance in a Maruti 800 car. You have to bundle what is right for that segment. If you over stuff it, then you lose out on the your price barriers and also on the overall performance of the device. The next slide is about battery life, which is the most important. All of us have seen the TV ad like "Kitna deti hai," battery life is the most critical function in any electronic device or consumer device. The first thing the consumer goes and asks in any mobile store is, what is the standard time? What is the talk time? Then he'll talk about the cost. Because if you have to run to the power source every 2 hours, then you don't want to have the device with you, correct? I'll just give an example. Let's say you have a tablet with 1,800 milliampere battery. Do you know how much long it's going to run on a 7-inch device, LCD running an HD video? It may not last more than 2.5 hours. But is it the right thing to do? You might see tablets with 1,800 milliampere battery or a 2,400 milliampere battery. No, that is not the right configuration. For a 7-inch device, the right battery is anywhere between 3,800 to 4,200 milliampere hour battery, where you can, on a normal load, you can get it up 5 hours on a constant, continuous use. And you got to choose the right chipset. If it is not power optimized, then it is difficult to get that kind of battery life. Now, you do get batteries ranging from $3 to $12 or $15. You choose the right battery for the right configuration. And the next one is, today we're talking about technology of contactless charging. So you will have to enable devices for contactless charging. That's going to hit the market in at least a year down the line. In some places, you get these sleeves, adaptive sleeves for your phone, but soon you will see them in tablets. And in fact, last week I read that a hybrid car is going to come with contactless charging. So you got to look at how best you can utilize the battery and also how efficiently you can recharge your batteries with minimum cost. Okay, next slide is about form factors. When the tablets were started, it started from photo frames size, and suddenly we got 100 different configurations like 5-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9.7-inch, 10-inch. And it's confusing. However, when you look at again the segmentation, the demographic segmentation or the business vertical segmentation, you can, if you want, do you want to give a 9.7 or a 10.1 inch device to your kid or a school children? You may not want to do that. Right? You may want to do a 7-inch or a 5-inch device. For a college student, you may want to do a 7-inch or a 9.7-inch. Or corporates, it could be slightly better. For geeks, maybe 9.7-inch with a lot of horsepower. For senior citizens, maybe 7-inch, but the UI changes. See, whenever you choose a form factor for the right audience. And also make sure that you build in the right kind of user experience in that. Don't make it like a PC where you have to do, right click, double click, triple click, open X, blah, 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 and all that. You just have to be one click or a two click. That's it. You should get what they want. So use the right form factor and the right interface for the right kind of audience. At EAFT, we do have different form factors because we do cater for different segments. Like school 7-inch we have, 8-inch we have, 9.7-inch we have, and the first product we launched was a 10-inch device. So depending on the market that we play in, we bring in different configurations. When you want to build tablets, you choose your market and build those form factors.
Giri, I have a question here.
Yeah.
I think what we hear often is that, in the media, the ad and normal consumer, just talking about the tablet size, 7-inch, 8-inch, or 9-inch or 10-inch. But I don't think anybody probably looks at, the user experience and the form factor, because we just assume that, 7-inch is good enough. I just go and buy a 7-inch tablet without looking at whether it gives me the best user experience for that matter. So your audition was very, very informative that, the consumer needs to look at the user experience of the applications built into the tablet, not just only the form factor before choosing the tablet for the audience, the right audience.
Right. Yeah, that's correct. I'll just repeat that. If you want to go and give a 10.1-inch device, the average weight of a 10.1-inch device will be close to 700 grams. Now, do you want to hand it over to our senior citizens whose hands are shaking? No, we don't want to do that, right? So probably we want to give them a 7-inch, or 8-inch, which weighs about 300 grams, which is comfortable to hold in the hand. Again, if you want to give high-end device to the kids, you don't want to do that because they don't handle it properly and it may fall off. And these are largely LCD displays. It may fall and break. So when you design a device for a particular segment, make sure that you add on additional features to the device, and also bring in some kind of accessories that will make them easy to use, and easily, and they can actually feel that experience. When somebody said that, what is your product? The product is nothing but the experience. No matter what technology is being stuffed into that box, unless the experience is good, the product will not sell. Okay? So we have to make sure that when somebody holds a particular device in their hand and uses it, there is an experience for them. Better be good experience. Otherwise, they will drop the product back onto the table. Okay? So use the right form factor, because when you go from 5-inch to 10-inch, the weight is one of the biggest factors. The display, obviously LCD is heavier, the battery packs are heavier, the outer casing will become heavier, and things like that. So you have to think of all these aspects when you have to choose the right form factor. The next slide is simple, just to give you a cost range. You can bring in tablets less than 5,000 rupees. When I say 5,000 rupees, that is the selling price, not the the production cost. Mid segment is 5,000 to 7,000. A corporate segment, you can look at tablets from 12 to 15,000. For the gigs, you have a lot of power on it, 15 to 20,000. Again, entertainment between 8 to 10K, and automation segment, which is home automation, primarily for smart homes and smart grids, energy management, securities, and all that. You're looking at a tablet around 10K. In summary, use the right configuration to achieve the right price point and your performance objectives. Don't use a cannon to kill a mosquito. So that's what I would leave it on the table in terms of, you have multiple choices, don't get confused. Do the right verification in terms of performance and price and your market segment, and choose ingredients for your recipe, and then build that product. And just to quickly talk about what you've done in the last 4.5 years, you will be surprised to know that, in fact, we're the first company in the world to have done a 7-inch 3G tablet way back in 2010. Our first tablet was launched in 2009 for an education institution. We're the first company to launch a Tegra 2 product even before Samsung, Motorola, and all those people came to the market. We rolled out our first collaborative learning solution on tablets 2 years back, and we have from there we are doing a lot of OEM solutions. Art of Living is one of our customers. We've done a custom solution for them. For the people who are in Bangalore, they might have seen about 2 years back. There was an article on paper and news about Volvo buses having internet tablets fitted into the devices, and these are actually our solutions piloted in the Volvo buses, where we made the whole BMTC bus a 3G hotspot, and we gave tablets for the consumers to use it, and we could push ads onto them from recently we have started shipping our OEM solution to Brazil. And we do take care of custom hardware and software solutions. And that's a key, unique value proposition from EAFT point of view. We have solutions for education, medical, fields for automation, and digital signage. Infector preparedness from the, we are so streamlined now that if there is any standard configuration that you want, we can roll it out in less than 5 weeks, I would say. 6 weeks, it will be, so from the day of, from PO to the delivery, 5 to 6 weeks, we can deliver the product. We have support centers across 220 cities in India. We have a lot of reusable components for digital rights management, remote device management, media on demand, home automation, and school ERP solutions. Next slide is again repeat of the USP. We are the only company who can do hardware customization, enterprise solutions, build OEM cross-platform. We've done applications even for iOS and Windows platforms. Now, I would like Srini to share some of his, experiences of how they could achieve better power management on our tablets.
Thank you, Giri. Good afternoon, everybody. So we have been closely working with EAFT on providing a better user experience, and one of the important factors for a good user experience is your battery life. How much can you stretch a battery? So at Vigyan Labs, we do have our own intelligent power management solution. The engine basically runs on the Android platform. And what it does is it just senses various applications running and optimizes the power consumption. If you just look at a tablet, you have the display consuming power, you have the processor, you have the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so many components, each of them is consume power. So what we have done, we have been working collaboratively with EAFT for quite some time. So we have taken our IPMPlus engine and ported it to EAFT and a lot of custom optimization so that you get much longer, better life. So what are the benefits you see when when you use a EAFT tablet which has IPMPlus? So you need to charge lesser, your device lesser. You don't need to connect your mains very often. You'll see a very huge improvement in the standby time of device. I'll just share you some example data from the tests. We have seen how long an EAFT device lasts with energy savings turned on. And of course, since you're making the battery much longer, your the battery discharge cycle gets reduced significantly, and then indirectly your battery life also increases significantly. Just see this slide. Is one of the EAFT tablets, the 7-inch tablet, which you'll see even after 17 hours with Wi-Fi is on, Bluetooth, data sync, everything is turned on, but it's kept idle. So even if after 17.5 hours of usage, we just see a flat curve. It means the battery is lasted for such a long time, right? So this is the benefit of using IPMPlus on EAFT. Your standby time or your battery life gets extended significantly. We'll just see in the next set of slides how see just see here, power consumption typically. So this is just, this is measured using a very high precision Schneller energy meter, which can actually measure up to 5 decimal places of energy consumption. So we'll just look at by using IPMPlus on EAFT, we have been able to stretch the battery life significantly. If you just compare the two bar charts, at the 7-inch, the 10-inch, the blue one shows the without energy optimization. The red bar chart shows with energy optimization. You can see almost 50 to 60% increasing the decreasing the battery power consumption when using IPMPlus, and with all these things turned on, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything's turned on. So what IPMPlus helps, helps in conserving power even when all the devices are turned on. It intelligently turns off various components without affecting the usability or the user experience. I think we are almost come to the end of the presentation. There are quite a few questions from the audience. So Giri, I'll just read out the questions. We can answer them. I think many of them are relevant to you.
Okay. Srini, you going to go through the questions for me?
Yeah, just go through the questions. And what is just trying to open up the question list. So there are about quite a number of questions. The first question is from Bhaskar Kumar. The question is, what are the compatibility issues between this processor and memory components?
Okay. The compatibility issues, if you consider that, at a 30,000 feet level, you will not have any problem. You can use any of the standard memory chips that are available with you, whether it is Hynix or Samsung or Transcend, things like that. But one has to pay attention to the read-write speeds, the latencies, and what speed the process is running. So based on that, you have to choose the right processor, right memory chips. And most of the time, you get recommendations from the chipset providers as to what is the memory that is recommended from them. We use Samsung and Hynix memory for our solution.
Okay, thank you, Giri. There's one more question from Gulzar Ahmed. You mentioned about dual-core processor and quad-core processors. What's the difference between the two processors, and more specifically, what is the core?
Okay. Okay. Let me explain in simple words. Basically, a core is, you can assume like a critical components of a solution, or the main worker thread, the main worker in the whole chip. If you have multiple cores, means actually you can do things parallelly. Single core, you can do you can do multitasking. For dual core, you can do much better multitasking. With quad core, it is 4 times that, like that. You can have as many cores you want, but unless you make use of the core, it's of no use just having a core. So just for the sake of saying that I have a quad core, but the application is not optimized for a quad core, you will not gain anything. You will get only what the operating system optimization has been done, but the application level, you will not get anything out of it. So when you want to choose these cores, which are nothing but multiple processors for you in simple terms, now you can use them if you're having a lot of multi-threaded, multitasking applications.
Thank you, Giri. So the next question is from Bhaskar Kumar again. How is Wi-Fi direct different from Wi-Fi 802.11 B/G/H?
Okay. Wi-Fi direct is for data sharing between two devices. If you talk about BG or N, you talk about sharing in a network. But here it's point-to-point, it's peer-to-peer connectivity.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is from Abhijit Kumar Roy. Can you elaborate contactless charging?
Okay. Contactless charging is nothing but induction charging. What happens is you have the battery, and you have your power management circuitry, and you have the induction coil, housed in a safe place on the tablet shell. And on the bottom, let's say your normal dining table or your office table or a coffee table might have a surface which has a coil, and that is connected to the power. You would have seen the market induction heaters, induction cookers, and things like that. You can touch when it is hot, but you will not, it's like that. So you can, because of the principles of induction, the energy from one source is transferred to the other without any wiring into them. And in terms of, so what is going to value of this is, you don't have to carry cables with you. You just place a phone on a table, it gets charged.
Giri, probably before I go to the next question, Abhijit Kumar, the rest of the audience would like to know, when do you think this contactless just charging phones and tablets will be in the market?
Okay, the phones, you are already having this as accessories available in the market. May not be much in India, but Europe and America, this has become getting as commoditized. But tablets, you will see that happening later part of this year.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. One more question from Abhijit Kumar Roy. Is it compatible to Tally ERP 9 accounting software? I mean, you are talking about the tablet, right?
No. When I say ERP, it's not the true the backend. It's educational resource planning applications.
He's asking about Tally, yeah, accounting software. Yeah, Tally.
Yeah, Tally. Actually at some point there is a Tally client available for Android. So if you have an application, it just works fine. That's absolutely no problem with it.
Okay. Thank you. Again, next question is from Abhijit Kumar Roy. What are the support that can be provided by you to set up a plant here at Kolkata, West Bengal?
What are
the support that can be provided by you to set up a plant here at Kolkata, West Bengal? He's looking at
we can, if somebody is interested, we can set up a, when you want to set up a plant, obviously you have to have the volumes going. Okay, anything less than 50 or 60,000 units getting produced a month, we won't recommend somebody to have a plant, because your assembly length has to be occupied. Otherwise, the investment that you've done goes waste. So we can help you provide consulting services for you for setting up your production plant. We can do technology transfers. We can discuss that. Basically, end-to-end. We can do end-to-end consulting for them.
Okay. Thank you. And again, thank you, Abhijit Kumar. I think if you need any additional information, please get in touch with Mr. Giri. He'll help you too. The next question is from Sugandha Nagpal. There are various options in the market having some configurations for tablets. In that case, how do we decide which company's product should we choose?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Honestly, it's very confusing. But I would recommend you to pay attention very closely. If you're a technology person, pay attention to the battery and the build, the physical build quality of the device. I would say don't buy just off the net. If you can experience the product, it's even better. If you can go to the store, experience it. If you want to buy online, you can buy online later. But I personally feel you should experience the product.
Yeah. Thank you. Next question is from
just 1 second, Srini. You might get misled by the price point. Okay, if you're paying even let's say 500 or 1,000 rupees more, it would be worth it if you're getting a better product. So just don't go by the price.
Yeah, the next question is from Shrikar TK. How can we distinguish on selecting the processor based on performance and applicable segments?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
How can we distinguish the selection of processors based on performance and applicable segments?
Okay. Now, this is a hardcore technical question. So you have to talk to the chipset provider to share with you the data sheets and different test reports. And they will be more than happy to share with you those data. So use that data to choose the right chip.
Okay.
You have to get data from the survey, the chip vendor.
There are about another 5 questions. Probably we need to hurry up quickly. Next question is from Vijesh KK. How is EAFT looking for the 2013-14 tablet market in India?
It's going to explode. As of now, we are looking at a monthly rollout. I mean, as an overall Indian customer base, about more than 120,000 tablets a month. That is the Indian demand. In the next 16 to 18 months, that's going to hit huge number, really huge number. Because you go and talk in the field, everybody is schools, colleges, corporates, insurance guys, hospitals, everybody is catching on to this. And because of as the technology improves, if you see what was available 3 years ago, now it's available for half the price. So you are getting better performance at a cheaper price as you move forward. So literally, what's going to happen is tablets are going to become the mainstream computing platform.
Thank you, Giri. So the next question is from Vasudevan Kupaswamy. What's the minimum lot for a PO? He's asking you what is the minimum lot he needs to give you an order to manufacture one set of tablets.
1,000.
Okay. Next question is from Sachin Tiwari. What makes a difference in price for geeks section 15K to 80K as shown in the PPT? And the standard tabs about 20K available in the market of Samsung and others.
Yeah, see, if you compare with Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, it's priced around 17K, right? So if you look at the processor, you will get your core, quad core, and a fantastic memory chip, a fantastic display technology from Samsung or from LG. You have all kinds of connectivity that you want, Bluetooth 3 or 4. You have NFC, all that built into that. With a good battery, packed inside that. So, as a geek, you have all kinds of connectivity options. You have SIM options, you have Wi-Fi options, you have Bluetooth options. All that you have, and you have a good processor that can give you the experience when you want to play, games or some fantastic animations. So, to bundle that kind of a configuration, the price goes up that much. For example, our EAFTs in the 9.7-inch device, which is called D90T, has a dual-core 1.6 gig processor. In fact, when Srini and others did the benchmark test, it performed much better than most of the premium products. Okay, so but again, the chip, the memory, the display, the connectivity, all that makes you buy at that price point.
You were saying that the EAFT tablets do have better price performance compared to the rest of the tablets in the market. That's right?
Yeah.
Next question is
from
Mishra. What Ashok is asking, what would be the effect of so much mobilization in social environment?
It's going to become part of life. It's going to become part of life. You can't avoid it. As mobile phones became part of your life, these mobile technologies are going to become part of our life. So there's no way escape for that. I mean, it's a trend actually. You have to move with the wave. You are getting, you're going more greener and greener. Just because you're, if you look at the power consumption of a laptop or ergonomics of a laptop, it's too heavy. Like it weighs about 3 kilos with an adapter, and it doesn't last for more than 3 hours. But the same thing, and a tablet runs for 6 hours. It hardly weighs 300 grams, and I can do whatever I was doing on my laptop. So, I would be inclined to go towards a better form factor, both from the price and also from ease of use point of view. So these mobile technologies are going to become part of our lives.
Okay, thank you, Giri. I think there are 2 more questions, both from Abhijit Kumar Roy. I'll just combine both the questions. What's the estimated cost of the plant at startup level at manufacturing 1,500 pieces per month?
Actually, that is too less to set up a plant, 1,500 units a month. And
what do you think is the break-even point? At what point, what volumes do you require to set up a plant?
You need to have at least 50,000 a month running.
Okay. I think one more question just came from Nitish Nema. Could you recommend some best UX design patterns to be used for UI developers for applications focused on tablets? He's looking at what are the best practices, design patterns to be used for building a good UI on tablet.
Okay. Yes. If she can send her email address, I can share some links with her. On the how one should build user interfaces for tablets, because most of the time what we're seeing is people build interfaces for web or a desktop use. The moment you use the same application or open the same page on your tablet, you can't use it because it is not used for touch devices. So there are few links that I can forward for somebody who's interested. And also I would recommend some of the free online courses run by Stanford University on building user interfaces for tablets. So Stanford actually is running some courses online, free courses.
Thank you, Giri. Just for the benefit of the audience, how do they get in touch with you? Your email address, please.
Okay, you can write emails to me at Giri, G-I-R-I, @EAFT. E for England, A for Apple, F for France, T for Tamil Nadu, .in. Giri at EAFT.in.
Yeah, thank you, Giri. I think we're almost running out of time. We'll just take these last 2 questions. Next question is from Shrikar TK. Approximately how much would be the operating cost of a tablet manufacturing unit?
I would rather
I think you already answered that. It's not viable to do.
Unless you hit a 50,000 a month. Yeah. Again, there are 2 things. One is the assembly, and second was the manufacturing. So manufacturing, you talk about SMT lines, where PCBs are baked and the components are placed, that kind of stuff. Or versus, you get a semi-knockdown kit and assemble in a small setup. So there are 2 different approaches one can take. And I would recommend that anything on the plant setup and all that, I would encourage the discussion if somebody is serious, who are talking about 50,000 or more units production a month.
Okay. Thank you, Giri. The last question, I think it's from Vijesh KK. Not exactly clear what person Vijesh was asking for. How is EAFT looking for this area? Not sure what exactly he meant.
Okay. At EAFT, our primary focus is on building enterprise solutions for various verticals on our tablets. And the second biggest focus for us is OEM design for others. So we enable others to bring products in their brands. We do white labeling for others.
So thank you, Giri. So just to reiterate what you said, you already have EAFT branded tablets, and there are a lot of other tablets in the market which already actually, have been built by EAFT for them. That's right.
Yep.
Well, those were the only.
Come to the end of the questions.
Yeah, those were the only questions we had for the day. Mr. Giri and Mr. Srinivas. I'm really thankful to both of you for conducting this wonderful session. It was great having you on TechGig.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good day.
I would also like to thank all our participants for the support in making this webinar a success. The recording of this session would be available on techgeek.com by tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.